Has embraced me. I say, look, you fucking light skinned with long black hair. Let nobody fool you. Black people is color struck. You the Asian girl around there, and everybody want to, you know. So I said, yeah, they gonna embrace you. I saw that too. That's right. You see. You know, you might be a little darker than the average Japanese, but that's some bull. Them niggas love you because you the new red bone in town. I go to Harlem and man, they treat me, oh, it's so wonderful. And the white people like, golly, you go up in that ghetto and all this, you ain't there to get shot and all the stuff they see on TV and stuff. Right. And so she said, but they embraced me. I said, man, you the new red bone in town. She said, yeah, I know. So it's just interesting how, and so we had a conversation about an hour about the culture and all that kind of stuff here and all. And the only thing she said was, now, you know, Japan is went through the same thing that America's going through now as far as the bottom fell out in the 90s. And so they ain't got the money they say. And so now Japan is the richest nation on earth now. They're the #1 creditor nation. Not Japan, China. China. So she's saying now China, and they're saying what's the name is on Korea is on the upswing. So all of a sudden, the Japanese is now opening up to the other Asians because they on the lowest on the totem pole. She said so we seeing this interaction between the Chinese and the Koreans and stuff that you wouldn't have seen 30 years ago. So she's saying, but now they the broke ones. And Japan is running things. And the funny part about it was, and she said they're opening up to black people because you got the youth that grew up on the rap. Yeah. Right. They grew up on all things black. Okay. So these people, they're now coming into power. You see what I'm saying? And they're hip-hop. Generation X people. They went through all of that. So she said, so that now that becomes black. She said, so now I had to flee over 30 years ago. You see what I'm saying? No, but she said about 25 years ago, you know, in the mid-80s, like 1985, she had to flee or she'd have gotten killed. Now, shoot, it ain't nothing. They might have all kind of, you know, babies here.
Bobby, it's interesting you say that because my cousin that lives in Jacksonville, Florida, hooked up with a Japanese girl. 3 months ago, they just had a baby. Then they had insurance here. They went to Japan. She had the baby there. They stayed with her mother for a while.
Right. See,
for a while.
She said, but if it had been in 1985, it was a different story. So, but you know, but like I said now, that age group, they grew up on hip hop. You see them in that, you know, just. Give me some questions.
I would like to go into the more mystical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing about the powers that wisdom have inside. How would you go about getting them to work better for you, so you can bring about better things happening on the planet?
There's no substitute.
Stuff like that.
You have to, you're going to have to study. And the reason why I say that is this. You have to get certain books on the chakras, the kundalini, different metaphysical things, the 7 powers in man. There's several books you can get. And the reason why I say that you have to study, because if you don't know what these things are and you have the experiences, you won't be able to translate them. So a lot of people have experiences all the time and think they're going crazy because they don't have the knowledge of the experience that they're having. You see what I'm saying? And stuff. Because I'm telling you, it's going to get to a point it's going to be phenomenal stuff to start happening. It happens to me every day, but I'm acclimating in to say, well, what is this? You see what I'm saying? And where's this going? You see, but the point I'm trying to make here is you're going to have to get a few books or any and DVDs or anything you can get that explains some of these latent powers and different things like that. But it starts anything that's dealing with the kundalini or dealing with the chakras. There's books called Living with Kundalini, and anything dealing with the chakras and dealing with those things. Any books that's dealing with recognizing the spirits, recognizing the spirits and what the whole thing is about. is a way to do it, because you must acclimate yourself to the point that you recognize what you're doing. But if you don't have any knowledge, the crazy house is full of people that just had spiritual experiences. You see what I'm saying? But they're in a state of ignorance, in a culture of ignorance, and so therefore, you know, they think they're crazy and they're not. You see what I'm saying? They're not. So, yeah. What's that?
I want to go back to the part when you were talking about the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between us and the animal kingdom is the animal kingdom is sixth sensory.
Yeah.
They work with their intuition and everything.
Yeah, they can
and
tell.
With us, you know, we were feeling like we're so much better than them, but
right.
We're actually sixth sensory beings, but because we have become disconnected with nature.
Right. We are inferior to them now.
So if you want to get more spiritual connection, connect back with nature, watch nature, acknowledge nature.
I think at the heart of what shuts down everybody is the religions that we are under.
Right. And the foods.
Because the religions, you know, because even you got people down hog maul eating people down south that got all kind of spiritual stuff. You see what I'm saying? And they get certain things too. It's just that they don't have the knowledge of it and stuff. And then what happens here is that the religion is designed. The religion is designed to make you afraid of anything that is going on spiritually. You see, it's going on spiritually,
Yeah, and also within that same Bible, there is information such as crystals. But
there's also information.
In the chakras.
This information says that you don't supposed to eat no pork. Exactly. And I don't know how the hell the Christians that dog everybody else about every damn sin get around that one.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You going to hell because you wearing a short dress, but goddamn it says they don't say about the short dress in no Bible, but they tell you about pork.
Right.
You know,
No, but if the Christians come to point to the New Testament, they'll say that when one of the disciples had a vision, that he had to go to preach the gospel to those who were eating pork. So in other words, the New Testament, it's okay for the Gentiles to eat pork.
Right. Let me tell you something. They talk about Paul. Paul was a government agent for the Romans.
That's right. Yeah.
So they say anything about a government agent or somebody that tricks you, you're going to double cross the people you're working for. So Paul double crossed the Romans and had to get the hell running away from the Romans. And ran into the Christians that he had double crossed. And they was going to kill him. And Paul said, whoa, I found Jesus. I saw Jesus. This is after so-called that Jesus died, or either whatever the thing they was dealing with, or whatever cult they was dealing with. He said, I saw Jesus, and they needed a Roman to justify Jesus, and they let him in. Now, they're saying that now we're not talking about the physical Jesus took almost 200 years to create in Rome. They were talking about this mystical Jesus, and Paul started turning it into the physical thing. But what happened was this: Paul, the cult, it was a Jewish sect that was preaching on this Jesus thing at first, but they were talking about a mystical Christ. Paul came in and created he said, now I'm Roman. And he created a Christianity for Romans, the Gentile. You see, so even the one that the original set was dealing with, Paul designed a whole set. You see what I'm saying? You see, like right now they got somebody trying to open up a gay mosque. You see
what?
Yeah, that's on the news. Gay mosque. They actually petitioning for the one that they're building up. Down there by the World Trade.
So you can bring new elements into something. And Paul's whole thing, and he said that's what it was. He fashioned one that the Romans could later accept. And the Gentile. And he made it more of a cosmopolitan religion. It's the same thing about all that stuff for Christmas is spiritual. The Christmas tree, all that shit is spiritual. I tell you what, there's a Christmas spirit you get to this day, even if you're conscious.
Oh, yeah.